Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of r/PettyRevenge. In today's episode, want to get me fired? Uno reverse card. You want to steal my chocolate? Hope you like spending the afternoon on the toilet. Wife's old job asks for my help, shocked when I say no. I scammed a scammer. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you will never miss a video. So let's get started. Want to get me fired? Uno reverse card. This happened over a year ago when I was working as a waiter in a restaurant. First of all, I need to put on some context, the ruling of the store, and let's name her Diane. When I started to work there, they explained to me my benefits. One of them was staff food. Free staff food every day, and on every Tuesdays and Thursdays, we could order some items on the menu with a 50% discount, if we wanted to have something nice to eat, or just chose to go with the free staff meal. To do so, in the system, we would open a table in our name, the table, Michael, for example, order what we want, and the managers would close the table with the 50% discount and keep the due money from the tips. Fair enough. Keep this in your mind for later. Now let's introduce you to Diane. Diane was a veteran waitress working there for 5 years in the store when I started. She knew everything very well and was honestly good at her job. She befriended the managers, and she was appreciated by the owner. On my first days, Diane looked nice to me, always smiling and friendly. The thing is, over the years, I realized that Diane was a two-faced girl. She would be very friendly to you and complain about you behind your back. We had a Facebook group where all the waiters and managers were added, and she would very often complain about the job not being done correctly. She was mostly working morning shifts, so she would mostly work alone, serve the few tables she had in the daytime, and wait for the night shift to change her. On weekends she would not be alone, so some of us would also be mornings. Here is her beautiful portrait. She would try to be very bossy with her coworkers, including me. She would devalue the work of everyone else, so she would make it look like I was the only one working hard. She would message the managers about her coworkers and why one or the other should be fired. She would ask the managers to reprimand us if we were late 5 minutes. She herself sometimes would come 45 minutes late for work. Managers would come on opening time and see if everything was done correctly, forcing us to open without her in the weekends. She would befriend the managers but talk sh*t about them to us, telling us that they had no idea how to run the store. A lovely person. Everyone in the store, manager and owner excluded, wanted her out of the team. She was hated and a nightmare to work with. They literally gave her only morning shifts to avoid people working with her and create problems. After 2 years in the store, I knew the job very well and was not considered a beginner anymore by anybody. I knew everything I had to do and was good at my job as well. I could literally run the store alone, outside of the management work of course. One day she tried to boss me around by giving me orders which I ignored, because I knew where my priorities had to be. She didn't like that at all, and I loved it. The more she would ask me to do something, the more I'd do everything but that. In the end of the shift, she went to speak with the manager about me. Then to my coworker, let's name him Tony, who then came to repeat to me what she said. She told him that she would try to do everything in her power to get me fired, which I replied, very pissed, all right, so let's talk about the fact that you're paying for her food for at least 2 years now. Tony was very confused by what I just told him and asked me what I meant by that. See, from when I started and over the past 2 years, I saw regularly Diane finishing her shifts and bringing home takeaway orders that everyone assumed was her discounted staff food. The thing is, I noticed that the ticket from her food left in the kitchen didn't have her name on it, but a table number that was closed as cash payment in the system. The thing is, if the table is marked as paid, but the money is missing from the till, managers would take the missing money from the shared tips to pay what is due. So ultimately we would all pay for the food that she ordered. Back then, I remember asking her about it, and she replied something like, "Don't worry about it, managers know it's okay." I didn't believe her, but being the new guy, I didn't want to create any trouble, so I just let it be. And for over 2 years she just ordered and ordered. I don't really know why I didn't say something, but guess it just became a habit to see her leaving with takeaways, and not being a troublemaker, I kept my mouth shut. Plus she was friend with the managers, which was intimidating enough. Tony was stunned that I never said anything about this, since absolutely everyone was waiting for anything to get her fired. I apologized and I told him to just observe her, and look carefully what she was bringing home. Guess what? The very next day, Tony caught her. He checked what she was bringing home, checked in the system, and confronted her. She started stuttering and panicking, trying to quickly get out of this situation, and then just headed home. Tony then told the managers what happened, who confronted her by text messages. She tried to play it as a misclick, then said that she would pay it, but nothing could trick the managers. She lasted until the end of the week and then got removed from the team. We shared her tips and rejoiced over our defeated enemy in the Facebook group. I even took a warning for offering shots to everybody, celebrating her firing. Worth it, would do it again. You want to steal my chocolate? Hope you like spending the afternoon on the toilet. This story takes place a few years ago when I was 25F. I had a 20s coworker whom we'll refer to as Megan. I chose this name because she pretty much was like Megan from Drake and Josh. Annoying, always liked to stir up trouble, and loved eating food that wasn't hers. One day, I went to my work, looking forward to having some of my imported chocolate with my lunch. Lo and behold, I found out that Megan had taken it during first break, and had just eaten it. Now, at the time, we all knew it was Megan doing it, but nobody had any 100% solid proof other than food only going missing on the days she was there. She didn't work full time, and she was only in 3 days a week. Anyway, so I decided it was time to make her pay. No one eats my chocolate and gets away with it. That night, I went home and baked some brownies with chocolate chunks in them. The next morning, I brought in 2 separate baggies. The first contained regular brownies, nothing special about those. I gave those to my co-workers before Megan arrived, and everyone loved them. The second bag was marked with my name and placed with my lunch. What no one else knew was, the 2 brownies in my lunch bag didn't contain normal chocolate chunks. I had instead laced those with chocolate laxative squares, about 2 or 3 in each one. The trap was set. Like clockwork, first break came and went. I didn't check if she had taken the brownies, but I didn't have to wait long to find out. Not long after first break, Megan had to frantically leave her desk and nearly sprint to the bathroom. 4 desks away, I'm trying not to laugh. She comes back a considerable amount of time later, but before long, she's back up again. This repeated several more times, until I'm pretty sure Megan's insides were more or less empty. While she never said anything, I think most people worked out what had happened. The upside is, Megan never stole food at that place again. Wife's old job asks for my help, shocked when I say no. This happened 2 hours ago. Last year my wife was the assistant manager for a small retailer. They didn't have anything resembling a proper inventory system. So they have annual inventory coming up and she asks if I could build something for them in Excel, and because it'll make my wife's life easier I of course say yes. Fast forward like 9 months, they bring back an old manager to be the GM, and she is just horrible. Works when she wants while being salary, curses employees out if they go over her head about her actions, and expects everyone else to carry all the weight of the store. Takes credit for all of my wife's work. The upper management does nothing about her despite multiple reports and high turnover. Wife quit/is fired depending on whose side of the story you listen to, when she refuses to come into work on the day of our niece's birthday, because she had already put in for the day off 2 weeks prior. Fast forward to today. Today is their inventory. Someone broke the spreadsheet. They had the audacity to call my wife and ask her to ask me to fix it. We just laughed at them on speakerphone and hung up. I scammed a scammer. I was contacted by an obvious scammer the other day. They asked for $160 and I went along with it. I got their Cash App and sent them $1 instead of $160, lulling them into a false belief that they are smart and I am dumb. They were all like, lol, wrong amount, but I got the dollar you sent, you can send me $159 and it will still be fine. So I typed in $159 on Cash App, then pressed request instead of send. Pretty sure they didn't read it. They definitely just clicked accept instead of decline, and I proceeded to block the lowlife scammer $159 richer. If you made it to the end of the video, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share, and we will see you in the next video.